Hi, this is my demonstration video for the system software assignment. So the assignment was to basically make a website maintenance system following certain requirements. The main ones being to use a daemon to manage the operation of the requirements. Those requirements being that the website will have to be backed up every night. It needs to be able to store all the log files locally so they can be accessed by staff and admins. Needs to be all the files need to be managed using a makefile, and updates to the site need to be, or new changes to the site, sorry, need to be updated and pushed straight away. And then error logging as well should be included in the logging feature to log all the changes to the system. So my project consisted of 6 main files, all C files, main, date, backup, update, track, and then main file, and then there's folders to store certain files like the log files and the backup, the website backup files, and then the actual HTML files to run the site. So taking you to my main file first, this consists of the daemon and the operations to manage the different requirements for the project. So yeah, the daemon is created using the same 5 steps as always. The program is forked, and then the parents process is killed off, and then the child becomes a session leader, so it gets the read and write privileges. And then it changes the directory to the root directory, and closes the file descriptors. And then all the processes and operations for the daemon will be carried out in the while loop, in the infinite loop, because it'll be ran on startup of the machine. So this is where the backup function, the update function, and then the logging functions will be called and used. So the backup will be called here, and that basically will use a structure to store the hour, minute, and second values, which will just be set to midnight, and then it'll calculate it'll calculate a waiting time. So it'll calculate how long it needs to wait until midnight, and then it'll wait that time and call the backup function at midnight, and then a backup of the site will be made. And yeah, that's basically that's done by basically creating a temporary file, and then that file will be called either backup or update. It'll check what the file is called. If it's called backup, it'll call the backup function for that file, and only that file, or that function from the file will be run. And then if it's update, it'll do the update function that's used using these if statements here to decide that. And then there's the logging, small logging method down here that will be called numerous times throughout the project, and that'll basically just save log files as text files in the log folder so that they can be accessed and evaluated by staff. Yeah, so I'll take you to the update function first. So if the update function gets called, it'll come here. Here's the temporary FIFO file creation again. That's used to navigate where the file is going to be stored, and make sure it's in the correct location and has the right memory allocation. And so yeah, when it's updated, it'll use the this -u is used so that only changes that are made will be updated. So basically, if something is unchanged, it won't get updated again. So it's just more efficient. And then yeah, this lock function is used to basically lock and unlock access rights to files so that they can be read and written to during the process of this daemon. Yeah, it's basically like using chmod, and then for example here is 777 to give just all access rights, so that you unlock the file and then you read or write to it or whatever needs to be done, whatever gets called, and then you lock it again so that it can't get accessed unless it's actually called. So that's just good practice to do that. And then yeah, I'll take you to the backup function. So here it has the same temporary file creation and the same method that's used to navigate where the file is going to be stored, and to make sure that the location is right for the file. And then yeah, this backup file is pretty similar to the update file. Yeah, we use the lock function again because we're reading or writing a file. So that's good practice. Yeah, if you notice here, the date is used as part of the file name for the backup, so you know you can decipher through the different each backup that's made is obviously going to be made on a different night, so you can see the file names and see what day which backup was made on which day, and that uses the date function, and this is imported from a different file to just create the time and date for the log files and the backup files, and it just puts it in the right day, month, year format so that the other methods can call it and use the current date when they're saving the files. And then I take it to the tracking file, which is used to track the logs and updates and changes made to the site. So yeah, this basically is used to document information that interacts with the daemon. So what user interacted with it, or what user accessed it, and at what time. It creates the name of the log file using the path and the date, and then chooses its location to store the file, and then allocates the memory for the file as well here using malloc. And then yeah, the file is also then saved to the log file, to the syslog file. And then there's my make file here that just basically manages how the whole project is compiled and run, because it would just be annoying to try compiling each one individually and link them up properly each time. It would just be annoying to have to compile. It's just a lot easier to make to use a make file, and then you can use this clean function as well to every time before you want to recompile it. It just makes it a lot easier. So yeah, I didn't actually get all the code to run properly, but I'm pretty confident that I was using the right methods and yeah, the right ways of doing it. I just couldn't get it to run, and I didn't include the messaging or the queuing requirement either because I couldn't get this bit working. But yeah, that's my demonstration. Thanks for watching.